Last June, in seas that were described on that day as worse than the Roaring Forties, Coxswain Donald MacLeod took the Barra lifeboat through the treacherous waters of the Sound of Barra.
I didn't get a chance to see the conditions before we left the station. Conditions were very, very poor. That was the worst service I've done, definitely. Okay, guys, strap in.
Coxswain MacLeod gave the instruction for every man aboard to be firmly strapped in. It would be 3 hours before it was deemed safe to release their harnesses.
When we approached the Sound of Barra, it was just a wall of white water, and it was, I don't think kettles boil as bad as it was that day.
A lot of bad weather, and it's a recent memory, but it's one of the worst I've been in, going through the Sound of Barra.
They were ploughing into these huge seas to reach this badly disabled yacht, the Vijaya. She had an injured skipper at the helm.
There was wind against tide, so then the sea builds up quite a lot. So we were quite beating against the wind all the way down south to the head to Barra Head.
But without warning, one huge breaking wave picked the yacht up, pitch-poled her stern over bow, then threw her onto her side. Fortunately, the Barra lifeboat was closing in.
The amazing thing is that the captain of the ship told me, yeah, I can almost see you, and I see your mast, and it's a big, huge lifeboat, orange in the greyish morning. I could not see them. It's really, and after, well, I think they were, I don't know, maybe a couple of 100 meters away, and then suddenly, yes, on the top of the wave, I could see the orange lifeboat, and that was really a good, reassuring feeling.
But even Coxswain MacLeod's 41-ton Severn-class lifeboat didn't escape.
When I looked out to the starboard side, it was just green water. I couldn't even see the crest of the wave.
A huge breaking wave towering over the lifeboat knocked her over 100 degrees onto her port side.
She came back up just straight away, very impressed.
Impressed by his lifeboat, but for Coxswain MacLeod it was the worst service he had ever experienced.
Yeah, it was the worst service I've done, definitely.
Eventually, the Barra lifeboat led the Vijaya and her crew to calmer waters and safety.
It was really professional escort, and there were really professional guys. Crew of the lifeboat, so the Barra lifeboat, I have to thank you very, very much.
The RNLI citation concluded that Coxswain MacLeod piloted his lifeboat through dangerous waters in appalling conditions with great initiative, nerve and skill.
If that man was going to hell and back in the boat, I'd be right behind him. I would never doubt his judgment or his leadership at all.
May 2007. In front of family and colleagues and an audience of 1,500 people at the Barbican Centre in London, our President, the Duke of Kent, pins on to Donald MacLeod's chest the institution's Bronze Medal for Gallantry.